Welcome to the Sunday Rune and Card readings. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, it's magical to be here. And I have to say, in terms of the week ahead, I do the daily lunar updates. Honestly, the week ahead is quite frankly gorgeous in comparison to the kind of intensity of energy that we've been dealing with for a little while. So I'll post those dailies in a moment. I actually did an extra video that I posted yesterday, some of you may have seen it, just to kind of give you the heads up, because honestly the coming week feels like a breath of fresh air in comparison to some of the waves of emotional intensity that we've been experiencing. Hopefully the dailies will give you a kind of an indication of how best to use the energy as well. I do post them on Facebook and Instagram as well. Now today is a day for me to be posting my weekly readings. There'll be 3 readings. They're pick a card readings, and I mean this week we have Valentine's Day. We also have a full moon. I mean, even with a full moon the energy is absolutely gorgeous. It's really about things being opened up, moved forwards. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how you are all affected by the lunar influences this week. Do comment and let me know. It's really helpful to know if the dailies are helping, and thank you to those of you who've already been doing so. Guys, I really appreciate your feedback. So today's readings, we're going to be focusing on love because we have Valentine's Day. We are going to be focusing on abundance because the overall energy of the week is very abundant. It's very flowing. And we're also going to be focusing in our third reading on breakthrough, that moment of enlightenment, seeing the way forward, seeing something clearly, illumination, enlightenment, breakthrough. So that's reading number 3, and I'll talk a tiny bit about the extra guidance that's coming in for those 3 readings as I draw the cards and the runes. Timestamps, as always, are in the information box and in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will post the daily moon updates now, and then we'll move straight into the drawing of the cards and the runes. Tons of love, and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the drawing of the cards and the runes, and you can see the energy here for the extra guidance that we have. Reading 1, lovely piece of rose quartz. We have lots of rose quartz here anyway. We have Valentine's Day this week, and of course the full moon. Now, rose quartz, the energy of reading 1 is purely and simply about love. Reading number 2 is going to be moving us into the realm of abundance. These crystals are citrine. This is a citrine point, and citrine is the abundance stone. So reading number 2, giving direction and guidance about abundance, if that is speaking to you or applying to you. Reading number 3, we have selenite and a beautiful moonstone pendulum. So we're tuning in to the energy of this very dynamic and amazing full moon. Selenite is, this crystal gets its name from Selene, who is the goddess, the moon goddess. So selenite comes from Selene. And, you know, guys, we put our crystals out overnight in the full moon to recharge them. If we put selenite out, it then acts as a kind of a battery charger to recharge all our crystals during the month when we are using them for healing and, you know, ceremony and, you know, other purposes. So selenite and moonstone are here to help us be guided into a space of breakthrough and illumination. That was what was coming through in my preparation for these 3 readings for today in this incredible week. I do hope you enjoyed the lunar slides. It really is, I do feel it's like the most magical, positive, nurturing, fabulous week of 2022 so far. So wow. Now let's draw the cards. Now these astrology dice, I'm going to throw them within each reading so that we get them for everyone. So I'm just going to place them at the top here, and I'm going to draw an archetypal energy card for each of these readings. Okay, now I'm actually going to I'm going to show you. That's really interesting. That's what's coming through to help guide you into choosing which pile to work with, which reading. I'm actually going to show you this card. So reading number 1, which we know is about love, we have the tear. This is really interesting. There may well be healing in love taking place here. In reading number 2, we have the mirror, connecting in with abundance. Very interesting to see what's going to be mirrored to you, or what is being mirrored in your circumstances. And reading number 3, we have the Queen. Okay, so this is illumination. It's very interesting because it feels like a full moon illumination. This also feels quite abundant, interestingly enough. It's the abundance of the feminine, I feel. But you're going to be shown something. That's what this card is really saying to me. So we will now draw from a tarot pack, appropriately orientated to love, given that we have a Valentine's Day coming up. Okay. So our cards, we're going to draw 3 from this pack. I'm going to draw from an angel oracle. We will draw from the Art of Manifestation oracle as well. What are you guys manifesting? Where are you on that pathway of manifestation? And now we're going to draw runes and some charms as well. Okay, I'm just going to place the runes. There'll just be 2 for each reading. I'm not going to turn them over just yet. We will do that when we get to the read. Okay, lovely. And now let's look at the charms. Just want 1 for every reading. I think we have 3. Yes, we do. Lovely. So the first, we have a little Eiffel Tower. This one keeps showing up. It's really interesting. It's like it's really encouraging us to reach for the heights, I feel. You know, tuning in, it's like walking that higher pathway, reaching for the heights. This is tuning into the energy of love in reading number 1. Reading number 2, we have a feather. Now this for me suggests either that you're going to be shown a certain pathway, or your pathway is divinely guided, or indeed it may be that there is going to be a sign or some kind of signal or sign shown to you. So this is connecting to reading 2 about abundance. And then reading number 3, we have this umbrella. Has a little, it's more of a parasol in many ways because it has a little ribbon beneath it. But whether you are sheltering from the sun or sheltering from the rain, I feel you're being offered some kind of a shelter, but it's kind of shelter with love, it's nurture. So that's a really interesting energy coming through here. The word that's coming through here for this charm is nurture. So guys, press the pause button if you need more time. You may well know which reading or readings are speaking to you. But yeah, press the pause button if you need to. And wonderful friends, I will see you in the readings. Welcome. So you guys have chosen reading 1, which is all about love. We have this beautiful rose quartz, and yeah, it says it all, doesn't it? This lovely stone heart, love. And the Eiffel Tower, I mean, this, it's like reaching for the heights. It's also sometimes needing higher guidance in something. There's an energy, the archetypal energy of the tear around you is possibly suggesting maybe something, there's been an upset or you've been knocked off balance. There's some tearfulness, there's something emotional around you. Though I am also aware of tears of joy. You know, there's something emotional. Obviously love is an emotional state, but there are phases when we can feel very stable and steady in relationship. There are other times we can feel quite, yeah, much more emotional, much more intensely emotional in all kinds of ways. Your runes, you have the rune of flow. That's meaning, so this is good. This is, something is going to be moving forwards in some way, shape or form. And you have the rune of wholeness. This feels lovely, given that this is a love reading, because I feel like something's coming back together, especially with the energy of the tear. It's like something, yeah, something's coming back together. You know, the rune of wholeness, you know, when people talk about their other half, you know, it's like two halves of the same. It's like a soulmate is a mirror or the other half of us. Sometimes people say the better half, but you know, however you look at it, it's the other half. I feel like there's a flowing back together here, maybe after an upset in some way, a coming back together in a way that it feels quite complete, actually. Let's look at our cards here. Okay, so firstly, you've done nothing wrong. That's a big affirmation. Okay, then we have Angel of the Night Sky. Oh, this is interesting. Angel of the Night Sky. This card, these particular cards, these come from, these are Guardian Angel reading cards. They actually have affirmations, so I will get the book out and read you the affirmation that comes with this card as well. And then we have Two of Angels, balance, Two of Trees, flexibility, and the card of receiving. Okay. The card of receiving, Six of Trees. For me, this feels like everything in this reading is about bringing something in terms of love, bringing it back into balance. Obviously, you know, this is a generic reading really, so you're needing to receive the message in response to your own situation. But something, I feel, has knocked you off balance. This is this archetypal energy here. I'm going to put it bang in the middle here. Archetypal energy of something that knocked you off balance, and there's now an opportunity for you to flow. I feel like flowing back together, but in a way that, again, the rune of wholeness, it's, and even Two of Trees, flexibility, there's still a balance. It's like everything in this reading is about refinding balance, including the giving and receiving aspect of relationship. So whatever it was that took place, it wasn't your fault. Okay, this is really clear. You've done nothing wrong. So the Art of Manifestation pack says, you know, you've done nothing wrong. Whatever has taken place was out of your control and it was out of your hands. Okay, this card asks you to let go of any feelings of guilt or personal blame. This was not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. And this is one of the strongest in this pack. It's one of the strongest, most direct cards. It's a bit like the card of yes or the card of no. It's really direct. It's saying this wasn't your fault. You know, so really important that you don't get tangled in something that colours your own perspective of yourself. I'm going to read from the Angel of the Night Sky. I'm just going to find, here we go, Angel of the Night Sky. I'm just going to read you the affirmation. Okay, the affirmation: I am guided and enlightened by my Angel of the Night Sky. I have clarity and wisdom. I know that I am never alone. Okay, so again, this card is all about illumination. And of course, we have this magical imagery here of the full moon. The full moon illuminates things for us. I feel that there's a need, part of the regaining balance for you is also the recognition that you, I'm not saying you shouldn't be flexible to move things forwards, and that's clearly needed here, but the flexibility is also about bending. It's like, if we think of it, let's say a willow tree, and forgive me, I appreciate I'm jumping around a little bit, but the clarity of the messages are coming through. With this Two of Trees flexibility, it's like a willow tree. The willow tree has really, really, really long roots. It's a tree that's associated with emotions, with love, with emotional depth. And the roots are so long and they spread out very far, but they give the tree its incredible flexibility. It can really move and bend with the wind. So it means that in strong winds, for example, it can literally bend right over, but it doesn't break. So there's something about flexibility, durability, resilience here to navigate whatever took place. So there's a clear affirmation that this was not your fault, you've done nothing wrong. You're going to be finding clarity. During this week, I would suspect around the time of the full moon, I think you will regain something of your balance and something of your clarity. You may have shed a few tears along the way, and in coming back together as you flow back into a connection again of wholeness, whether that's, you know, wholeness within yourself in recovery from something, or wholeness within relationship. I think for many of you it's regaining that sense of wholeness within relationship. I think you may actually find that any conflict you've been experiencing is going to it's going to re-find its balance again, and probably with greater resilience. And I think there may be some tears of joy as you come back together. You know, Two of Angels is a bit like the Two of Coins, the Two of Pentacles, and so it's speaking about, you know, the body, sensuality as well, our physical well-being, or something of that sort of sense of our actual physical well-being. So I feel for some of you there will be a coming back together that could be quite tearful. Do you know, guys, if you've been separated as well by circumstances that was not your fault or the other person's fault, there's not been a conflict between you, but just separated by circumstances, you know, I think there's a coming back together here, a reuniting. And it's almost as though within this space of reuniting, there's opportunity here to overcome some aspect of self-doubt or conflict or fear around whether this is somebody you really want to pursue a relationship with. There's certainly opportunity to come back into balance in a way that has a greater sense of what is right for both of you. Flexibility, receiving. This is about giving and receiving. You know, if their world has had many demands upon them and they haven't been very available for you, it may be that they become more available. The coming back together, and you start to receive. If you've really been supporting someone, you start to receive something of that support and that mutuality back. It does feel very much like the holding the higher ground. Very clear message as well that there has been a higher purpose to whatever knocked you off balance in the first place. It's like there was a greater meaning to it. I feel like within this situation, it wasn't your fault. That's really clear. There's a space of higher learning here. And I think it will move your relationship into a space of higher knowing, higher connection, higher vibration. If you are actually single, now I've been focusing very much on an existing relationship. If you are single and you are searching for a soulmate, I think there's opportunity here for you. And the message, if you're single, I think, is that you may have slid into that space of self-doubt where it just feels like this is never going to happen to me, and or there's something wrong with me, or, you know, why does everyone else find love and I don't? You know, when you can get into that space. And again, I think real illumination here, an invitation to, I mean, by all means, shed a few tears to cleanse. The tears that we shed are very often allow us to emotionally release and therefore to realign and rebalance within ourselves. So there's something about you recognizing this isn't personal to you. The energy hasn't been right. We've had, you know, I've spoken about this both in the energy update. The coming lunar energy this week is magnificent. There's so much opportunity to move forward, so much opportunity for flow. So a significant turning point if you're ready to invest in the search for a soulmate. And if you get your own energy into balance and you start to open yourself to the flexibility of trying things on for size, you know, overcoming your fears of having a go or of getting it wrong and allowing yourself literally to have a go. Allow yourself to receive new experiences, and I think that's going to open doorways and pathways. You know, the more complete you feel, the more whole you feel in yourself, you know, and this is including your own self-nurture, your own self-worth, the more you're going to draw into you that person, that soulmate, the person that truly resonates with you. If your energy is right, then you're going to call in someone who is right for you. That's kind of the deal here. You know, it's fascinating. I've got, right literally outside my window while I'm recording this, I have two beautiful pigeons. They're wood pigeons. And they are both, they're doing this kind of dance on, I feed the birds a great deal in my garden. It's very beautiful. Lots of spring flowers are coming through, snowdrops and crocuses and primroses and all sorts of, very much a lovely abundant energy around. But the pigeons are doing this kind of dance of what I will call love, that they're starting, the energy is, the spring energy here in the UK is beginning to rise, even though we're only in February. And the pigeons, they are unashamedly They're not embarrassed or ashamed to almost to get out there and flirt. Okay, this is the energy of wood pigeons. I watch them a lot. They're absolutely delightful the way they are. I mean, I'm literally looking at pairs of them. There's another pair up in the tree, and they're doing this kind of love dance. The male is like bowing itself up and down and displaying its tail feathers, and the female's kind of looking at him, sort of thinking, well, you know, maybe, maybe not. There's all this kind of game playing, this dancing, but not game playing in a negative way, but like literally joyful, playful energy around. That kind of, it's the energy of fertility and of potential. So I feel that's really kind of being shown to me while I'm doing this reading. This is about you being in balance and attracting what you desire. And I would say whether something has knocked you off balance in relationship, or you felt out of balance out of relationship and got into that space where you feel like, oh, why hasn't it happened for me? You know, that kind of zone. And it's easily done, isn't it? We're human beings, especially with Valentine's Day approaching. You know, it can really be quite a challenging reminder if we're looking for love and we haven't yet found it. But I really want to encourage you to hold your energy. You are being shown guidance from above. There's a whole world out there, you know. Angel of the Night Sky says, you know, the wisdom is out there, the guidance is out there. There's a whole wide world out there for the taking for you. Balance yourself, be flexible, joyful, shed some tears if you need to, because that releases that energy and helps with the transformation. There's an energy of flow, and again, open yourself to receive. Wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me for this, the first of these 3 readings today in an amazing week. I've already posted a sort of an energy update for the week ahead, as well as actually much more detailed Valentine readings, including cards and runes for every sign. So guys, do check those out if you're able to. If you would like to get notification of any of my readings, whether it's the sort of totally spontaneous ones or the weekly ones, do subscribe, press the little bell icon, and I have a prize draw every week. I do private readings. There's a link in the information box below to connect with me for a private reading if you're wishing to sort of purchase one. But I actually do give away a free private reading every month. I have like a subscriber prize draw, and I give away a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards as well. So if you're interested in being in that prize draw, if you subscribe, because it's a subscriber offer, and then add yourself to my subscriber email list, you are then automatically in the prize draw every single month from henceforth. And I make the announcement of the winners early on, following one of the Sunday readings. I always make an announcement and tack it on at the end. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me, guys, and thank you so much for your love and support, and I wish you the most amazing week ahead. And wow, because it's a stunning week. So much love to you. Welcome to reading number 2. You guys chose a pile 2 with the card of the mirror, the abundance stones, the charm of the feather, showing you the way, signs being available to you. It's really interesting. You wonder what is being mirrored. Do you know, I realized as I was packing away the cards from reading 1 that I didn't throw the astrology dice. I guess it just wasn't needed. It didn't come through. But I'm actually going to throw them for you guys first of all. So you have Jupiter. Wow, this is amazing in terms of abundance. You have Jupiter in Aries. This is really powerful because Jupiter in Aries, I mean, Jupiter is an expansion. It's an expansive energy. It's about optimism, renewed hope. Aries, it's new beginnings, it's fire, it's passion, it's desire. So very powerful. I feel like, almost feel like a doorway is about to be opened for you in some way. Curiously though, again with the card of the mirror, how is that opening happening? Actually, I'm going to move those over here, and I'm just going to put this bang in the middle. How is this, what are you being shown? Again, signs, symbols, synchronicities. Something is being mirrored to you. And within that mirror, it's like it holds the key to opening a pathway of abundance for you, I think. There's a new beginning available. That's what I feel. And it's a significant beginning. You're being shown something. Something's being mirrored to you in a circumstance around you in some way. Well, that's what I'm being suggested. Now, your first rune is the rune of Berkana. This is the rune of growth. This is also about new beginnings, like really powerful new beginnings, a whole new start. Then we have Hagalaz, the rune of disruption. Okay, now, yeah, what's being mirrored to you? Do you know, this is really interesting. We'll need to look at the cards really to see where this is taking us. But Hagalaz as a rune of disruption, sometimes it literally says that we get to a point where we've had enough of something, you know, and sometimes it's like a massive wake-up call where something happens and we just think, oh wow, why didn't I see that coming, or I didn't see that before, or you know, it's suddenly something needs to change. And sometimes it's like a gradual kind of coming to your, not coming to your senses, but you know, where slowly but surely your perspective either opens up or it changes, or you become more aware of something in a way that actually the purpose of it is to source change, for you to create that change, for you to create that window of opportunity, or to take action to follow through with that window of opportunity. So these, I do feel like there's a doorway of potential abundance that is, it's either already there and you're not quite seeing it maybe, or you're slightly afraid to see it and step through. Can you quite believe it? Or is it actually in a space of adversity? Is there something difficult or challenging going on around you that is feeling very disruptive, but actually within it there's a major opportunity for you to see? Let's have a look at our cards. So this is interesting. We've got stay on course. So this is quite an affirmation, and we have the Angel of Success. This is really a reading of abundance. I mean, we have the Ace of Stars as well. So we have 15, the Shadow, Fear. Now this is actually the card of the Devil in some packs. We have the Knight of Hearts, Romance, and the Ace of Stars, Creation. So the energy of new beginnings is really, really around you. I'm going to read you the affirmation from this particular pack of cards, which is the Guardian Angel reading cards. They have affirmations. I think they're really lovely. So let's open this page. So the affirmation for the Angel of Success. Affirmation: I have the ability to be successful in whatever endeavour I wish to undertake. I know I have what I need to achieve my goals. This is a really powerful reading of affirmation. So from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, you are facing some big stuff in your life right now. This card is a request that you keep going and stay on course, however challenging this may feel. Please be reassured that right now this is the appropriate way forwards. The universe supports your direction, and slow and steady progress is assured. So this is suggesting that there is some aspect, I think, of your world, of a new phase of growth, that, yeah, it is a new phase. There's something very new about what you're bringing forth. A new phase, a new chapter for some of you is definitely the energy of new beginnings around. You need to stay on course. You are moving in the right direction. Angel of Success, again, there's a real affirmation that you have everything you need. I feel like the source of change is sitting within you. but something is being mirrored to you here, or there is a disruption or something coming in that is raising either a fear or an anxiety. I mean, the devil is a card of liberation, actually. The devil, I mean, it's sometimes associated with addictions, but it's a card of liberation because it's an invitation to cut the cords that bind us, to let go of the fears within us that hold us back. Everything in this card says you are the source of change. You have everything within you that you need to move this situation forwards. So whatever is going on externally around you, it's simply there to show you, it's a mirror of something that you yourself can actually shift and change. It may literally be something that it knocks you off balance, and when it does, you can notice what that is and you can notice how to rebalance. What is interesting here, we have bang in the middle of these three cards here, we have the Knight of Hearts, romance, which is often an indication of a love interest in your life. And the Ace of Stars, a creation. This is a brand new beginning. This is, again, the energy to move you forwards. Jupiter in Aries, being shown a sign. If this is a love interest for you, it may be you're a little bit anxious about it. You might want it but not want it. You know, a little bit fearful about pursuing this. It could also genuinely indicate the need or the beginning of you falling in love with some aspect of your life again. You know, maybe you've been depleted, or a circumstance externally felt as though it was blocking you. Or indeed it could be that there are circumstances around you that take up some of your time. But I feel like that's going to lift. And we do have this incredible energy. We have a full moon. Very interesting. Again, the imagery of the full moon is coming up in these readings. The mirror. You know, we have a crystal and a full moon. Illumination. We're being shown. I don't know. I've said this is a crystal. I think it's the shard of a mirror. But either way, for me, it feels like a crystal that's pointing the way. It feels like illumination. So you can see. So I'm really hearing, it's like there's been something that maybe within you where either a circumstance or even a series of circumstances around you have felt as though they've pressed buttons for you. It feels quite highly emotive. I've got quite an energy. I can feel it. It's really interesting. It's like this. I don't know how you guys are experiencing this reading in your kind of physical body, but I'm feeling it. It's like a mixture of this sort of vibration going on, and it's between my heart and my solar plexus. It's like almost in my rib cage, so it's a little bit lower than my heart. It's not just my heart energy, it's a bit lower. It's almost like my heart energy moving down in connection with my sort of, with the creative, with the sort of solar plexus energy of creativity. And it's almost like somewhere in between my heart energy and my solar plexus energy. It's almost as if there's, and I'm not saying it's an energetic roadblock, but there's something there that has needed, that's been activated. That's what I'm feeling like in my body. Be very interested to know. It's within my rib cage. I'm finding myself wanting to take a deep breath as well. You know, I feel like it's taken your breath away. It may be that somebody has rocked up in your world if you were searching for love and you wanted abundance in love, or and something has rocked up in your world and it's taken your breath away, and now you're like, can I really trust these feelings? It could be that, yeah, that you have got so sick and tired of something that a part of you is ready to burst forth. It's like taking that gasp of breath after not being able to breathe freely, feeling restricted in some way. But however it is, there's a freeing up and an opening space here of a magnificent new beginning, a magnificent new start, a magnificent space of being re-energized, becoming alive again. That's what I feel like. If you've been looking for a relationship, facing challenges, or you've been facing challenges in relationship, or you've been searching for that career move or something to move forwards, I feel like this is a coming alive again. Letting go of the fear that's been holding you back, or something that's got in the way. Stay on course. It's not your pathway that's wrong. You're on course. The universe supports your direction, but you need to persevere. And I feel like your energy was depleted for some reason, whether it was through the longevity of perseverance and not seeing any results immediately in abundance, or feeling anxious about something, or just external circumstances mirroring, showing you something. Whatever has been going on, stay on course. Hold your idea. Because, and again, you know, somebody may come in to support you. If this isn't a love interest, and we're not talking about abundance in love, but we're talking about abundance in some other creative project, because this is all about creativity, someone I think may come in who can really, really support you, lift you, give you the energy you need to give you that new burst of creativity. There's an opening here. So whatever you've been enduring, I think there's going to be a space of reawakening, renewed vitality, renewed energy, an opening coming your way. It may well come through someone who comes into your world and points the way, but wherever you're at, stay on course. I think I'm going to wrap this reading up. It feels, I actually want to use the word magnificent, actually, and also really well deserved. I feel like you guys have worked to be here, so it feels very powerfully positive. And yeah, guys, if you are interested in my readings, if this has resonated with you, if you want to be in my monthly prize draw, I do private readings, and there's a link in the information box to tune in if you want to purchase one. But I also give away a free private reading every single month, as well as a pack of these Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. It's a subscriber offer, so guys, if you want to get notification of any of my readings, the weekly ones, or anything spontaneous, I've just uploaded energy update for the coming week, and Valentine readings as well. Yeah, if this is a love interest, check out the Valentine readings. But if you want to get notification of any of my readings, whether it's the spontaneous ones, the weekly ones, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, if you also want to be in that monthly prize draw where you could win a free private reading with me, if you add your name to my subscriber email list, and the link is in the information box and the comments as well, you know, once you're on that list, you're on it permanently. And do check out, because I make the announcement of the winners with the Sunday readings, you know, usually the first or second of the Sunday readings during the month. So guys, thank you just so much for joining me. Just stay on course. I feel like you're I almost want to say a time bomb waiting to burst, but not in an explosive way, like it's like fireworks, in an abundant way. Just a gateway is about to open for you in this pathway of abundance. So hold firm, stay on course. Because, and yeah, any challenges, they're mirroring something with information for you that will help you to find that key to success within you. Wonderful friends, so I mean, just so much love. I wish you all the best on your pathway of abundance, and I'm feeling really confident for you, actually. Yeah, I think something is waiting to burst forth. So wonderful friends, you have chosen reading number 3 with the card of the Queen. Beautiful lotus flower, something emerging, unfolding. We have selenite, a lot of feminine energy here, the goddess of the moon. I spoke in reading number 2. I forgot in reading 1 to use the astrology dice. I say I forgot it. It just didn't seem to be needed. So I'm going to throw them straight away as I did in reading 2 for this one now and see what we're shown. How interesting. Look at this Venus. Again, such feminine energy around. We have Venus, Venus in Capricorn. This feels very practical, pragmatic, sensual. Don't know whether there will be opportunities in love being shown here. I think just because we're in this energy of Valentine's Day, even though I've done Valentine readings, there's definitely a sense of love interest being shown in the different aspects of guidance this week. It's lovely, actually. So we have the Queen. There's a nurturing or bringing something into being, birthing something into the world. Let's move those over there for a minute and put our card here. And again, I said nurture when we had this umbrella showing up. Yeah, it feels like you're nurturing something into being. Your runes. Your first rune is the rune of protection. So again, I'm getting that sense of a need to nurture, to protect something. And, and this is the card of birth. Guys, what are you birthing into the world that is still needing to be nurtured and protected for it to come forth? Now, this is about breakthrough. It's about illumination. It's about being shown the way. We know that's what we were seeking in reading number 3. I feel like you're in a space of, it's like a pregnancy almost, where something is, you're nurturing something, you're cooking something, you're bringing it into being, and you're getting ready to birth this into the world. I think it maybe needs a little bit more nurture yet. So we have the cycles of the moon. Okay, do you know, every reading there's been an image of a full moon, and here we are in the week of a full moon. So this is from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. This card invites you to attune yourself with the rhythms of the moon. Notice how the phases of the moon affect your energy, and learn to use these energetic shifts within you to enhance your capacity to be consciously co-creative in all aspects of your life. Obviously, this is like a card that is close to my heart. It's why I post daily moon stuff, literally, and with the influences, the lunar influence of the energy, because I have just found it for myself really helpful. And truly thank you guys, all of you who've given me feedback on those. You'll have seen them at the beginning of this video, the coming week. But we have Angel of Soulmates here. We have 5 of Angels, Withdrawal, 6 of Angels, Transition, Page of Hearts, Innocence. Okay, I'm going to read you the affirmation for this card first. So let's have a quick look. Angel of Soulmates, here we go. So affirmation. I am open to connecting with my soulmate to ignite the love and light I have within me. Okay, this does feel like, actually, especially with Venus in Capricorn, this does actually feel like quite a significant aspect of relationship within this reading. Even though it was reading 1 that we were talking about in love, I do feel there's some connection here. But what I'm going to do is, I think, talk about soulmates, not just in terms of intimacy. That may actually be right for you in your personal circumstances. If we translate soulmate into the relevant relationship to us at this moment in time. For some of you, this will be about intimacy. It will be about the soulmate union, the lifelong partner. For others, the soulmate connection may actually be about a different aspect of your world. If we think about a soulmate as being a significant relationship where we have come together with purpose, then we actually have lots of soulmates along the way. Even if you have one lifelong, soulmate partner who's a sort of like a marriage type of relationship, we can still meet other soulmates along the way. They come to help us navigate particular life lessons, aspects of our growth, aspects of their growth. But there's a coming together in some way here. The Five of Angels for me is suggesting this card of withdrawal, Six of Angels transition. This is the birthing. I think something is about to emerge in your life. You've been waiting for it to emerge. This is the breakthrough moment. The card that invites you to attune with the lunar energy. If you feel that you're having difficulty birthing something into the world, if we think about literally the process of birth as being, if we think about the process of being in labour, okay, so we've nurtured a pregnancy, we're nurturing something along, we've had protection and nurture in the womb, and the time to birth something into the world, for the lotus flower to open, for that spark and seed of creativity to emerge, then, it's, when we're in labour, sometimes we're breathing and we're pausing, and at other times we're pushing. And I feel like there's something about you moving into a space of rhythm here, that this reading is saying, get into that space of rhythm, of attunement, where it's almost like you'll know when to push and you'll know when to breathe. You'll know when to be active and you'll know when to just to pause, to reflect, to tweak, to make course corrections, a little bit of adjustment here and there. So there's something about that overall message here in terms of manifestation and, of the ambitions, the desires that you wish to manifest into the world. I feel like, although I feel like a breakthrough is about to, a doorway is about to open for you, a birthing is about to take place, I also feel like I'm being asked to say to you, you can't force this. Five of Angels withdrawal. You can't, you know how sometimes I think in manifestation, rather than nurture and working with the universe to deliver, we try to make it happen. And again, it's like a pregnancy. Once we've conceived, we can't make it be born or be ready to be born any earlier. You can't sort of say, right, I'm pregnant now, that's marvellous, I think I'd like the delivery in a month. Actually we have to wait till, I guess I say the full term. Sometimes babies come early, but sometimes they come late. There's something about the timing here that's coming through, and it's almost like the key to the timing is for you to not try and force it to happen, but to allow it to emerge and to naturally know when to push and to naturally know when to breathe. The transition is coming. And this is lovely, the Page of Hearts, Innocence. You see, I feel there's something in the rebirth process that is restoring your faith in life. Okay, so it's like you can genuinely be in a place of nurture and trust, and something is going to emerge and be born that is going to allow you to navigate a transition to a space where you sit in renewed trust. So rather than pushing and pushing and pushing, and sometimes we actually push what we want away in terms of manifestation. So rather than pushing and pushing and pushing, it's like we're going to lean into that very, I feel really dreamy Okay, in this reading, I feel like I'm in this dreamy zone where we trust that the right person will come at the right time. It's all going to emerge. We can just withdraw. We can take a breather. We can let it happen, and somehow that transition, that birthing, that emergence into reality, with the manifestation of something, is then going to just come forth. And somehow we'll be like, oh, you know, I didn't have to work so damned hard to make that happen. The universe was working with me. Wow, I could have just let that happen ages ago. You know, or wow, this space of emergence, of living naturally and in alignment, it really works. It's like, wow, this is okay. I don't have to force it. I can trust. I don't have to emotionally react. You know, the rune of protection sometimes asks us to navigate our emotions, not to get on that roller coaster of ups and downs where we feel like it's never going to happen and we've got to push harder, or we're just bowled over, or, you know, it speaks of the need for emotional stability. Again, so not being reactive. I really feel that this whole reading feels like the feminine approach of nurture, the windy road, trusting that the way will be shown. You know, sometimes if we try and go at something in such a straight line, we miss the journey. And not only that, but maybe the doorway that was going to be opened for us was on the windy road and not on the straight one, which means the universe has got to try and reconfigure and plant another doorway for us further along, because we've just missed an opportunity. So we were just driving too fast. We missed the turning. It's something around that here. But the transition is coming. I feel like you guys are moving into a zone of, there's a level of awareness of how manifestation works, and you're moving into a zone where you recognize that balance, harmony from within, literally starts to enable those doors to open for you. That higher, living through higher guidance, nurturing your world into existence. And in terms of the Valentine's readings, I have done Valentine readings, as I've mentioned, with cards and runes for every sign. If this is a soulmate union coming forth, if that's the breakthrough moment you've been waiting for, you've been nurturing, protecting, manifesting, desiring, again, don't try and make it happen too quickly. If this soulmate comes along, you meet this person and you go, wow, this is just incredible. Allow it to unfold organically. Enjoy the journey. Withdraw and spend time together. The transition that it will carry you through places you in a zone where I think, again, it's like there's renewed trust. There's the refinding of trust, the belief in finding a soulmate. I think for some of you this is about that lifelong partnership you've been searching for, that soulmate union. But I think this is also very relevant. It's almost like an attitude that changes your perception, it changes your way of being, so that actually, to be honest, all aspects of your life begin to manifest in a way that feels flowing and productive. It's like you can now nurture rather than force, and there's a very big difference. So this feels magical. Something that you have been birthing, manifesting is about to birth. It's that point of birthing, that point of bringing it into reality. I think the doorway will open, the pathway, at the very least, will be shown. But the whole key to manifesting this dream, this desire, is about allowing yourself to align naturally so that the universe works with you. It's almost like the universe becomes your soulmate in your co-creative process. This is very lovely. My wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really thrilled to be doing these readings. This is a weekly reading, so if you would like notification of any of the readings I do weekly, or the spontaneous ones like the Valentine ones, or I just did an energy update for the coming week as well, because it is an amazing week. Do subscribe and press the little bell icon, and if you're interested in my readings, if this is really resonating with you, I do private readings, and you can connect and purchase a reading, but I also give away a free private reading every month. It's like a prize draw, a monthly prize draw, and if you are subscribed, it's a subscriber offer. If you want to be in that prize draw, I also give away a pack of these Art of Manifestation Oracle cards as well. If you add yourself to my subscriber email list, which is in the information box below, basically once you're on that list, you're on it forever, and you'll be in the monthly prize draw forever. I randomly draw names from that using a number checker every month, and I announce the winners at the beginning, usually on a Sunday after the Sunday readings at the beginning of the month, for the month before. So if that's of interest to you, you want to possibly get a private reading with me for free, do all the cards, do add yourself, subscribe, and then add yourself to that email list. So yeah, guys, I just wish you an amazing, absolutely amazing week, because it feels so good that something is going to birth for you. Nurture rather than force. Tons and tons of love for you. Yeah, have an amazing week.